I guess it was too much to hope for. Well, I just saw Sony's E3 press conference. Finally, I can actually do a video right after seeing it. Alright. Let's just get through this. But I gotta just get this out of the way. This year was this whole E3 as a whole has been pretty weak this year. It's been a very kind of thing. Basically, EA was bad, but they usually it's the usual EA bad. Microsoft was meh. It was an okay show, but nothing spectacular. I mean, it was a solid show. Bethesda, I said they were solid. It's like a solid 6, nothing wrong with it. And yeah, to an extent that was the case, but I guess I was a little bit too nice to them, maybe because I was so tired earlier. But yeah, overall it just wasn't a very interesting conference. Ubisoft was bad, like always, but it was less bad and less trash than they used to be, than they normally are, and just kind of just regular bad. And then we have Sony, who was very, very, very poor, honestly. Kind of middle of the road, run of the mill, nothing spectacular, nothing awe-inspiring, just kind of okay. Nothing really new shown. They kept the format the same as last year, and that was a good thing. And it was shorter and all, but I honestly feel like even though Microsoft's wasn't all that great, I think they might have had the better showing this year, and that's a first. For all the years that I've been watching E3, Sony, while they haven't been great, Sony, while they haven't always been great, they have at least most of the time beaten Microsoft, at the very least. But it was usually a toss-up between whether or not Sony or Nintendo ended up winning. But most of the time it was Sony. This year, though, I can't honestly say that Sony was better than Microsoft. But enough about the conference itself. Let's just get to the games. By the way, Twitch, what the hell was up with the audio? It was so toned down that it was basically nothing. Anyway, we have Uncharted Lost Legacy. That really confused me because I saw the trailer and I saw these two women just going through on a treasure hunt. And I honestly thought this was a Tomb Raider game, but no, it's another Uncharted game. Just not Nathan Drake. Okay. I recently completed the first Uncharted game and it was fine. I've started on the second one. I haven't finished it yet though. So if I like the rest, maybe I'll check that one out. But they didn't show any gameplay, so who knows? Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. Not much to say about that. I haven't played that game yet. I want to, but I haven't yet. Money, that's the issue. Days Gone, the zombie game from last year. It still doesn't look very interesting to me. Yeah, nothing I can really say. Monster Hunter World. I have never played a Monster Hunter game, so I don't know if they're good or not. From what I saw from the trailer, it looked okay, maybe. So, yeah, I probably need to try one of the earlier ones to see if I actually like it or anything. Shadow of the Colossus. Well, from what I could tell from the trailer, it looked like a remaster. Cool. I like Shadow of the Colossus, so a remaster sounds fun to me. I'm not sure if I want to buy it though, but it is a remaster, so if they announce that they have more content in the game, maybe, but that's about it. But I do agree with one sentiment though. Don't touch the soundtrack. Or if you're gonna do it, don't fuck it up, because that soundtrack is fucking amazing. Marvel, small little look at the story mode for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Okay. I'll look into that when that comes on. Call of Duty World War II. Meh. It's Call of Duty. It's always Call of Duty. They show up every year, and it's usually not interesting to me. First person and all that. Then there was a bunch of VR titles. Skyrim VR, Star Child, The Impatient, Final Fantasy VR, Final Fantasy 15 VR, or Fishing VR, essentially. That was what they... I guess I could look into a little bit. It's like Skyrim VR, Star Child, which was some sort of weird space kind of thing. The Impatient, which is a VR insane asylum or sanctum patient or whatever. Like I said, the fishing minigame. Generic shooter called Bravo Team. A game called Moss, which showed off. Which was a VR game where you control a... Oh no, wait! Star Child, that was a... now I remember. Star Child was a 2D platformer as a VR game? That honestly didn't make any sense to me. I dropped my notes, that's what I meant. Yeah, Moss, essentially you're controlling this... spirit, and you're guiding and you're helping a mouse get through, or a sentient mouse get through obstacles. That looked okay, but it's VR, so I'm not bothering. They showed up a little bit more of the Norse God of War. It looked interesting. Kid acting for Kratos' son is a bit meh. But overall, the game looks really good. I'm definitely getting it. Detroit Become Human, which is the game made by the same guy who made Heavy Rain. Meh. Doesn't look interesting to me. Destiny 2. Guest appearance by Dark Malgus. Seriously, the guy, that big guy in the trailer looked exactly like Dark Malgus to me. If you don't know who that is, if you've seen a poster for Star Wars: The Old Republic, you'll know who it is. And they ended everything with Spider-Man, showing off the new Spider-Man game. It doesn't have a subtitle or anything; it's just called Spider-Man. That looked really good. There is a bunch of quick time events in it, which is annoying, but for the most part, that looked really good. It looked a bit similar to the Batman Arkham games in certain areas, but overall, this game looked really good, and I'm really interested in seeing what comes of it. And that was it. That was it. There was nothing else to it. And like I said, very underwhelming. For Sony, this was very underwhelming. And that annoys me. Maybe I shouldn't have had too high expectations, but yeah, like I said, this conference was very... It wasn't... I mean, it's not a... I'm not sure... It's not a bad conference by any means, but it's just not very interesting. And a lot of the games were not new or anything. All of it was just building upon last year. And most of the games that were interesting are not coming out this year anyway. So that's Sony. I'm disappointed. I really am. I think I gave. By the way, I think I want to change a little bit on my grading a little bit for the Bethesda Microsoft press conference. I think I was a bit too nice on Bethesda. So I'm gonna give them I'm gonna switch their grading from a 6 to a 5, and I'm gonna swap the grading. So I gave Microsoft a 5, but in hindsight, I guess I could give it a 6. And Bethesda, they get I think they get a 5. I think they should just get they get a 5. It was a solid conference, nothing spectacular. Same thing goes, but Microsoft just had a little bit more to show, so they get a 6. And that's where we come to Sony. Lowest grading I've ever given Sony, they get a 5. Solid, but ultimately not spectacular. Not bad, just not good either. That's a 5. That's all I can say. It's a 5. So far, all of my gradings have either been like it's been bad for for EA and Ubisoft, like every year. And Bethesda, Microsoft, and Bethesda, Microsoft, and Bethesda, Microsoft, and Sony have all been just kind of subpar this year, with Microsoft being the only one actually somewhat good. Not, at least above average. It was solid enough. Yeah. So Microsoft beat Sony this year. However, that's not to say that Microsoft has actually won this year. That's not to say that Microsoft has won this year, because we still have one more company to go through. Nintendo. Nintendo, please put on a good conference tomorrow, or not tomorrow. It's actually later today, but it's much later. So I need to, I'm gonna go to sleep after I'm done after I uploaded this. But please, Nintendo, you're the only hope we have left to have a good conference this year, because every other one has been subpar or okay or bad. Please Nintendo, all my hope rests with you. Oh yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Please, Nintendo, we need a good conference this year.